Have you ever wondered how some of the most luxurious perfume houses package their products? Well, I've got another unboxing for you today, and today it is Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I've got some of their specialty products that you may be interested in, and I think you're also going to love the packaging. These are great for gift giving any time of year, but especially here at the holiday time. So in just a second, my hair and my clothes are going to change again because I had to re-record this intro. Bear with me, I'll get better at YouTube. I'm not going to spend a lot of time describing these scents because everybody on YouTube has described these scents, but there are a couple of their kind of specialty items that I thought you might be interested in seeing, and they just have a beautiful presentation. So this is the box. This is not special gift packaging. This is just the way that it comes. When you open it up, it's wrapped in tissue paper, and so I've got 4 items. There were also a couple of samples in here that came complimentary. I got to choose those. And then this larger item was also a complimentary item. So the first one I have is the Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait de Parfum. They call this their Elixir Precieux. I think that means precious elixir. These are small roller balls. Roller balls are not always my favorite, but in this case for BR540, the reason I chose this particular formulation, the Extrait de Parfum, which means it is a more concentrated form. You've got eau de toilette, which is a lower concentration of the actual perfume, the fragrance itself, then eau de parfum, which is a stronger concentration, and then something like an extrait, which is even stronger. But in those cases, sometimes the notes are even a little different in their proportion and how they stand out. And I had heard that with the extrait, it was a little warmer, a little closer to the body, and that is true. The first time that I smelled Baccarat Rouge 540, I remember making a note to myself that this just smelled like paper, and I didn't know why everybody else was making such a big deal about it. Since then, I have realized that what happened to me was that I had gone nose blind, and that is a term for when you just can't smell something. There are different reasons that can happen. In my case, it was because I had been testing a lot of other perfumes, and my olfactory senses got overwhelmed and just sort of went dead for a little while. And that can happen when you're testing a lot of perfumes. My understanding is that some of the newer synthetic molecules are more likely to cause that to happen. They're larger molecules and they're more likely to bind to certain receptors. Don't hold me to that though. I haven't really looked deeply into that science, but that's my understanding at this point. The other way that you can be nose blind is genetics. You may have heard that some people can taste a certain substance and genetically other people can't taste it, or people who taste cilantro one way and other people who taste cilantro as a soapy taste. Those are genetics. And there are some genetics involved in your sense of smell. You may be able to smell certain things in a fragrance and someone else may not be able to. And there are some fragrance ingredients that that's more likely to be true for. So that's another way that you can be nose blind, and obviously you can't really do anything about that. I like to explain that because I think it helps us understand the difference in our preferences. You know, other ways that we can have differences in our fragrance preferences is our life experience. I have had the experience of working in a chemistry lab. I have a degree in chemistry that I got before I went to medical school and worked a lot with organic chemicals. And some of those are in some fragrances, or they have similarities to some fragrance ingredients. One in particular, Angel Share by Kilian, has that beautiful apple cinnamon smell, and then it smells like naphthalene. Naphtha is also an ingredient commonly used in like old bathroom fresheners and mothballs, and I just can't do it. There's also an ingredient called benzoin that is often used and has a little bit of a vanilla scent. And when it's used in small amounts, it doesn't bother me. But benzoin is a compound that we use to adhere certain bandage materials to cover surgical wounds. And that smell doesn't have a great association for me. So when there's a lot of benzoin in a fragrance, I'm going to have to let that one go. So you may have experiences with certain ingredients that have associations for you that affect your likelihood to enjoy or not enjoy that fragrance. So I say that because I think it's important for us all to know that we're different. We're different in what we like, and that's okay. I think we should love what we love. We want to expand our exposure to things and enjoy new things, but it's okay to not like something. There are 4 roller balls, and they're small. They are, I don't know, I'm trying to remember. I think maybe these are 5 or 10 mils. I don't love this by itself. I like to layer it, and that's when I think it really shines, is when it's layered with other things. These roll really nicely. This is not just oil. There is an alcohol base to it, so you're going to get an alcohol initial scent, like a rubbing alcohol. And then that goes away super fast, like it's already gone. You can smell more of those sweeter notes that I've heard some people describe that I've never really picked up on with the original. And I think I'm going to enjoy wearing this along with some of the other fragrances. Okay, so next up is the Oud Satin Mood Sparkling Body Oil. This one I bought because, I love sparkly things. So there we go. You can see this is super fine shimmer. This is not like glitter, but it's... one thing I wish were different was how this is applied. There's a little plastic cap with a hole in the top. So it's, you just kind of drip it out. I wish it was a spray or a pump or something like that. I feel like that would have made it easier. And for this price point, probably should have been. However, I think this is probably too fine to be able to show you on camera. It's a nice, it's a very light oil, and it smells just like Oud Satin Mood. We've got that light, powdery, sweet, don't get oud, but it's really nice. It's also mix that with the BR 540, and those together are 5-star. Okay. So next, this is the last of the items that I ordered and paid for. This is the A La Rose body oil. This one is not shimmering body oil. I think they just had the Baccarat Rouge 540 and the Oud Satin Mood this year that were shimmering body oil. This one I like better because there's a spray, and it sprays a nice, small amount that has a good fine spray, smells beautiful, and I think this is the same oil. It feels exactly the same as the other, but it smells like A La Rose. And you may think I'm crazy for putting all these together, but they complement one another so well. And the rose in A La Rose is just that light, beautiful, in the garden rose. It stays pretty close to the skin. It smells kind of like a nice soap. This is one that in the oil form, I can wear this to work. And then the last one here, this is something that came complimentary with the order. It's a room spray called Mon Beau Satin, and it smells like... This is like pine. Like a pine forest, not pine sol. To me, I don't get a cleaner smell. Pine and maybe cedar. Just, this would be so nice to spray in your living room where your Christmas tree is. If you have an artificial Christmas tree that doesn't have the smell, this is a really nice substitute. So, all right, so that finishes that. Thanks for sticking around with me for that. If you'll let me know what you're interested in, are there certain topics in fragrance? Are there certain fragrance houses that you'd like to hear from? Anything like that, let me know in the comments. And if you'd hit subscribe, it lets me know you like it, and it lets YouTube know that you like it so that I can grow the channel. Thanks very much. Until next time, much love.